Welcome to the channel. Today, we will dive into a story that has recently shaken the public. Cesar Millan, the man known as the legendary dog trainer, has been sentenced to life in prison. Is this the result of a surprising investigation or a shocking event from someone we once trusted in training wild dogs? In today's video, we'll dive into the details of what happened and why Cesar Millan is facing such a serious prison sentence. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss out on the latest updates. Cesar Millan, known to millions as the Dog Whisperer, broke down in court after being sentenced to life in prison. This controversial trial has not only sparked public outrage, but has also raised significant questions about the fairness of the legal system. The man who has helped countless dogs deemed untrainable and mended families torn apart by their pets' behavior now faces the possibility of spending the rest of his life in prison, separated from the animals he has dedicated his career to helping. For over 2 decades, Milan has opened the doors to thousands of homes across the United States, offering hope to dog owners struggling to control their pets. He has always believed that with patience, understanding, and the right methods, even the most difficult dogs can be saved. His gentle approach to animals, reassuring smile, and strong belief in second chances have made him a trusted friend to millions of dog lovers. Jennifer Anderson, 56, a devoted fan of Milan, attended every trial session to support him. She shared that her mother, who suffers from Alzheimer's and frequently forgets everything, always recognized Milan's gentle voice whenever his show aired. Watching him work with dogs not only brought peace to her mother, but also provided rare moments of clarity amidst the storm of illness. Anderson tearfully expressed the pain she felt seeing Milan treated this way after all the good he had done. The case began nearly a year ago when federal agencies launched an investigation into Milan's training facilities after receiving anonymous allegations about his training methods. Initially, the investigation focused on administrative issues, but it expanded when authorities discovered financial misconduct in his international operations. Prosecutors accused him of being involved in a complex scheme involving the illegal importation of wild animals, tax evasion, and the misuse of charity funds. However, the most serious charge, leading to a life sentence, was that his dog psychology center was responsible for the deaths of several dogs with severe injuries. Prosecutors described his training methods as inhumane and dangerous. Despite the allegations, Milan maintained his stance, arguing that these animals had serious health issues and that most were already scheduled for euthanasia before he took them in. If you find this story intriguing and want to stay updated on the latest developments, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you'll be notified whenever a new video is released. Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments section below. We'd love to hear your opinions and perspectives on this matter. Dr. Maria Rodriguez, a veterinarian working with Milan's organization, proved that these dogs had suffered horrific abuse, starvation, and were involved in dogfighting rings. Many of them had sustained severe injuries and had not received treatment for years. Milan was fully aware of the risks involved in taking them in, but he couldn't turn his back on them, knowing that without him, they would be abandoned with no chance of being saved. One of the most emotional testimonies at the trial came from Sarah Thompson, 58, an elementary school teacher from Colorado, as she recounted how Milan saved her family's dog, Bear. Bear had been Emma's emotional support dog after her husband passed away in a car accident. However, as Bear aged, he became increasingly aggressive, attacking strangers and other dogs. The family tried everything, from professional training to tranquilizer medication, but nothing worked. After Bear attacked a delivery person, The Animal Control Agency made a decision. Improve Bear's behavior, or the dog would be euthanized. Emma Thompson, who had already lost her husband, couldn't bear the thought of losing Bear. Desperate, she sent a letter to Milan's show, not expecting a response. However, a miracle happened. Milan agreed to help and came to their home on a chilly fall morning. But what happened next was a moment that would never be aired but completely changed everything. Milan worked with Bear for about an hour, but then everything became eerily quiet. Thompson recalled that Milan noticed signs of carbon monoxide poisoning in the house when people started experiencing headaches, and Bear became unusually aggressive. With his calm and professional demeanor, Milan suggested opening the windows for ventilation and discreetly pulled Thompson aside to explain that Bear's aggression might be linked to the toxic gas. Milan maintained the appearance of a normal training session while directing a team member to call emergency services. Within 20 minutes, firefighters arrived and discovered that the family's heating system was leaking a life-threatening amount of carbon monoxide. The sheriff later stated that the family might not have survived the night. Thompson emotionally shared that Milan wasn't seeking recognition or attention. He simply acted quietly to protect her family. After the toxic gas was removed, Bear became less aggressive. With Milan's guidance, Bear was trained to become a therapy dog, helping children with mental health challenges. "He didn't just save our dog, he saved my family," Thompson said. The most powerful moment in court came from Gloria Sanchez, who shared how Milan changed her son David's life. David had been attacked by a dog as a child, developing a severe fear of animals that led to social isolation and depression. One night, while watching Milan's show, David expressed a desire to understand dogs. The family reached out to Milan's center, not expecting a response, but Milan invited them to his farm. He spent a week working with David, helping him overcome his fear. Milan said, "Fear is not respect, and respect is not fear. Once you understand that, you will no longer be afraid." Today, David works as a veterinary technician and helps children with PTSD through animal therapy. Gloria Sanchez explained that Milan didn't take a penny. Just witnessing her son overcome his fear was enough. Angela Martinez, a single mother, also shared how Milan helped her son, Miguel. After being abandoned by his father, Miguel spiraled into anger, befriended the wrong crowd, and became hostile towards the world. The family dog, Rex, started mimicking Miguel's aggression to the point of threatening the neighbors. Desperate, Martinez reached out to Milan. Not only did Milan help Rex, but he also impacted Miguel with his patience and understanding. Milan taught Miguel about responsibility, compassion, and how to manage his emotions. Since then, both Miguel and Rex have transformed. Miguel returned to school, and Rex became the loyal family dog. These stories prove that Milan is not just a dog training expert, but also someone who has changed the lives of many families in unexpected ways. One example is when Animal Control gave Milan the ultimatum to improve Rex's behavior, or the dog would have to be put down. In desperation, Miguel knew that Cesar Millan was hosting a weekend seminar in their city. Although he couldn't afford a ticket, he stood outside the venue for hours, hoping to meet his hero. When Milan left, he saw Miguel and asked why he wasn't inside. After Miguel shared the situation with Rex, Milan did something extraordinary. Not only did he invite Miguel in to attend the seminar for free, but he also offered to come to their house to help on Sunday afternoon. That day changed everything for Miguel and his family. Milan spent hours working not only with Rex, but also talking to Miguel about discipline, responsibility, and positive energy. Miguel's father, Martinez, witnessed his son, who had previously been withdrawn and angry, listen intently for the first time. The most important moment came when Milan pointed out that Rex's behavior reflected Miguel's emotions. "My dog reflects my energy," Milan explained. "When I'm angry at the world, he feels the need to protect me. When I'm calm, he relaxes." With the new techniques Milan taught, Rex's behavior changed dramatically, and Martinez saw a similar transformation in Miguel. Miguel started waking up early to exercise, establishing the healthy habits Milan had taught him. He returned to school, improved his grades, and gradually distanced himself from negative influences. Impressed by Miguel's dedication, Milan offered him a summer job at his dog psychology center after graduating high school. This opportunity opened a new path for Miguel. 10 years later, he runs a rehabilitation program for abandoned dogs and helps children who have gone through similar difficult circumstances. His work has transformed the lives of many families in the community. Martinez affirms that Cesar Millan's influence extends beyond dog training. It has helped people find new directions in their lives. In February 2019, during a severe snowstorm, Winters was watching Cesar Millan's show when the power suddenly went out. As night fell and the temperature dropped to dangerous levels, she realized that her generator wasn't working due to the heavy snowfall. When she went outside to check the situation, she discovered a car had slid off the road on the long, remote path leading to her house. What Winters didn't expect was that inside the car was Cesar Millan, who had accidentally taken the wrong route while in the area for a lecture. After helping Winters back to her house in the midst of the snowstorm, Milan quickly realized that she was showing signs of hypothermia. With no electricity, no communication, and the temperature continuing to drop, he immediately sprang into action, drawing on his childhood survival experience. Milan made an important decision: to get Winters and the dogs into the shed to build a fire. Winters describes the following hours as a survival lesson. Milan gathered materials, built a shelter out of straw, and worked to keep the fire going throughout the night. Despite the harsh conditions, he arranged for the dogs to lie close to Winters to keep her warm and continuously talked to her to keep her alert. He told me about his childhood in Mexico, about crossing the border with nothing, about his dreams and failures, Winters recalls. "I think he purposely kept me awake because he knew that falling asleep while hypothermic could be very dangerous." As dawn broke, Milan ventured outside in the freezing conditions. After nearly 2 hours of walking, he found an area with cell service and called for help. When medical personnel arrived, they immediately recognized the critical condition Winters was in. They said that without the warmth from the dogs and the small fire, she wouldn't have survived the night. "Younger and healthier people than me have died in less harsh conditions," she recalls. What's noteworthy is that Milan never publicly spoke about the incident. It only became known when Winters' daughter happened to recognize him on TV and contacted his legal team. When asked about the event, Milan recalled just one detail. "She was the woman with 3 beautiful dogs." This says a lot about how he views life. He didn't see what he did as extraordinary or praiseworthy. He simply did what was necessary to save a stranger and her dogs. Despite dozens of emotional testimonies about Milan's kindness and dedication, the final verdict in court was not in his favor. When the judge read the sentence, the atmosphere in the courtroom was filled with shock. Milan, who had remained composed throughout the trial, finally broke down in his closing statement. He tearfully said, "I just wanted to help. I wanted to save the dogs that others had abandoned. I wanted to teach people that with patience and the right guidance, any relationship can be healed. Before he was led away, Milan sent a message to his supporters. Take care of the dogs. Feed them so they don't have to work for it. Treat them right so they can live a happy life. Never give up on your principles. Calmness, determination, and balance are always the key, not just with dogs, but with life itself. In the courtroom, many people were moved to tears, including some members of the jury. Outside the courtroom, hundreds of supporters and their dogs gathered, holding signs that read, "Who will help the desperate dogs now?" And Cesar saved my family. For many, he was not just an exceptional dog trainer, but also an inspiration for patience, perseverance, and unconditional love. Patricia Williams, 67, a grandmother of 5, shared that it was Cesar Millan who helped turn her overactive rescue dog into a calm companion. He taught me how to set boundaries with love, stay calm in crisis situations, and understand how our energy affects those around us. I've even applied these principles with my grandchildren, and it's made me a better grandmother, Williams shared. She is one of thousands who sent letters of support to Cesar during his imprisonment and contributed to the legal fund to help with his appeal. He gave so many people hope when they were about to give up on their dogs. We're not giving up on him now, Elizabeth Morgan, 59, said. She traveled from Seattle to attend the trial with her service dog, a German Shepherd who had once been aggressive, but had been retrained through Cesar's methods, helping her stay calm throughout the emotional trial. Before meeting Cesar, I could hardly leave the house because of PTSD, Morgan recalled, gently stroking her dog's head. He was scheduled to be euthanized because of his aggressive behavior, but a trainer used Cesar's methods to give him one last chance. Now, he helps me recognize panic attacks early, supports me when I go out, and has helped me regain my life. Thousands of dogs like Max and their owners like Morgan have found a second chance thanks to Cesar Millan's work. Despite the harsh sentence, his legal team remains optimistic about the appeal process. They pointed out several procedural errors during the trial and argued that they have a strong case to challenge both the verdict and its severity. A life sentence for nonviolent crimes related to his training methods is unprecedented and entirely disproportionate, lead attorney Rebecca Martinez said. We strongly believe in his innocence, especially regarding the most serious charges, and we are confident that the appellate court will address the important legal issues in this case. In a heartfelt letter shared by his family, Cesar expressed his gratitude to those who have supported him and reaffirmed his lifelong commitment to his mission. My body may be confined, but my spirit remains fully dedicated to creating balance and harmony between humans and dogs. Every day I receive hundreds of letters about lives that have been changed and dogs that have been saved thanks to the principles I am fortunate to share. These stories continue to inspire me to pursue my mission of restoration and providing second chances. Our work is not just about training dogs, but about expanding hearts, minds, and homes to welcome creatures who need us. This work must continue, whether I am here or not, because there are millions of dogs out there. Those whose lives have been transformed by Cesar Millan's compassionate methods are committed to continuing the values he taught and fighting for justice. If you have been touched by his work, now is the time to stand up and speak out. Visit Stand with Cara on social media with the hashtag #StandWithCesar. Together, we can show the world the immense impact of his work and hope to bring him back to his true calling, helping dogs in need and the families who love them. Thank you all for taking the time to watch today's video. Each story brings valuable lessons and helps us view life from a different perspective. While there may still be many unknowns, the truth always has a way of coming to light. Stay with us to stay updated on more fascinating and surprising information. Don't forget to share this video if you found it helpful, and make sure you don't miss any future stories. See you in the next video.